It's your boy Blackrue back from another live on the Gentleman of Crypto. I think this is also going on my channel as well. So, yeah, guys, what is going on? Before we get started, let's first switch to sharing here, and let's cue Indigo Saint here.
Best believe I was black or invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on our black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested. Now, of course, in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black invested. Best believe I was black or invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on our black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested. Dark horse in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black or invested. I watch my money grow tall. I'm about to win this war. I know my people want more. If I can't get a building, I'ma get a whole floor.
What is going on, y'all? Let's see who's in the house today. Here, right over there. Because I love to get comments. Today we're going to be talking about DeFi bargains, and then we're going to get into crypto banter with the absolute worst suggestion possible. And then we will get into some questions. What is up, Courtney Johnson? Comments. Today we're going to, let me just make sure I mute this. We're talking about DeFi bargains, and then we're going to get, okay, so let's get into the whole crypto banter thing. Let's just start with that. What's up, Nerd Up Inc. Marv? What's going on? Like, I cannot believe he made the suggestion. And if I just can't believe he made this suggestion. So this is Rand Lunar, Crypto Banter, has a huge YouTube channel. If we go to it, let me see if I can find it. Just to let you know, like it's not always about the number of subscribers you have. Like sometimes, like it's just not. Like, and this guy also likes to criticize BitBoy, and he's done some of the same tactics like that I've seen allegedly. So 593K subscribers. Okay. Now this dude's gonna make one of these comments, and I cannot believe it. Let's break it down. So, okay, did he get rid of it? Okay, no. Okay, here it is. So this is his suggestion to Sam Bankman-Fried from about the whole FTX debacle. Fire up the FTX exchange. Issue a new FTT token. Distribute the token to creditors and depositors. Accrue 100% of the profits to token holders. It'll be the biggest exchange in the world, and users will be more than whole. So you're saying open up the exchange, issue a new token that's basically based on nothing whatsoever. Distribute that token out to people, to creditors and depositors. So issue them a token that means nothing, and accrue 100% of the profits to token that's not worth anything to these token holders. I'm sorry, what the hell am I missing here? To me, this is like the worst ever idea. It's almost like go do what you did again. Drain all the money from the new people who are fooled by what you're doing. Give that new money from the new people to old people, and now the old people are made whole. and the new people are just out there. To me, that's what it sounds like. I don't know if he understands that that's what it is, but it's basically saying steal from the new people, make the old people whole, and keep doing what you're doing. To me, that's what it sounds like. Because the FTT token, this is not like Terra Luna 2. Terra Luna at least had a blockchain. They at least had other things going on with their exchange. Excuse me. This is FTT token is worth like FTX exchange is worthless at this point. So what would be the sense of issuing a new token? At least with Terra Luna, it's like, look, we got a blockchain, we still got stuff going on, we still got tech that you guys might be interested in. How are you gonna fire up something that's not worth anything and issue a new token for something that's not worth anything? I like when King and Zay like are like people should give us 1 million or 10 million. Like I'm sure this guy has like so many other things going on because he has amount of subscribers he has. But and then like smart dudes like King and Zay, what the hell? Like, how is this guy? I don't get it. Somebody has to understand it because I don't get it. I don't understand how he thinks that that's a good idea. He had the nerve to post it on Twitter and just leave it there. Like it's a good idea. I don't get it. Maybe there's something I'm missing there. I'm open to that. But then Sam replies and says, "Oh, I continue to think that this would be a productive path for parties to explore. I hope the teams in place will do so." I don't even. At least Layla Halpern says, but then the cycle repeats and we're back to square one, which is what I would honestly think that would be. I would just be stealing from new people to give to the old people. That's like, let me just go ahead and heart that. That's what I would think it is. Like, that makes no sense to me. Okay, I don't know who this guy is, but he says this is only a pathway for a legitimate business that fails. A counter thief like XBF would never actually display the time and energy and make his victims whole. Come on, man. FDF needs to go to prison, not jump starting the exchange. No, like no, this would just be starting like that would just be repeating the cycle to me. So yeah, I don't get it. Let me see who's out there, and we kind of move on to some other stuff. Hey, what's up? Relaxing Serenity Sounds. What's up? Tekai's Pill. What's up, E? And yeah, let me know, guys, if there's any questions you have. We'll get to those at the end, like usual out here. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all let me know if I'm missing something there with what he said because at least what Layla said here, it kind of gets me to think. My thinking is great. To me, it's just repeating from the same cycle, stealing from the new people to give to the old people. It makes absolutely, positively no sense. None to me. So we're going to move on from that and we're going to go to some other stuff here. Um, so remember how I was telling you guys about Clean Spark? The only reason I'm bringing that up is like, again, if you want to get into Bitcoin and you want to get like some better X for your money, right? CleanSpark might be the best investment where you can get the best amount of X for your money. So if we go over here and we look and see that it's like, and we're going to use this as an example, like 44 cents. It's trading at like just about damn near 18x from the previous high of Bitcoin. So conceivably, if Bitcoin gets back to like 68K, you get more X out of your money by investing in CleanSpark instead of Bitcoin. and then you can move that money over to Bitcoin and have more Bitcoin. Okay, just so you can know again where I'm coming from. That Bitcoin right now is about 17, right? So the X here, if Bitcoin gets back to its peak of where it was like 68K, right? Whereas the X with CleanSpark is like a 16 or 18X. So conceivably, you would get more out of your money for investing in CleanSpark. Then you can move it over to Bitcoin and possibly become a Bitcoin whole coiner. So Fortune Crypto ended up talking about, let's get rid of that, about CleanSpark and how they're just out here cleaning up, so to speak. Okay, the phone just won't stop ringing. Beam's Zach Bradford, CEO of Bitcoin mining company CleanSpark. Calls are coming in from other mining bosses that they're panicking. After Bitcoin crashed and energy costs spiraled over the summer, mining firms that took out expensive short-term loans to buy hardware during the bull run are now teetering on bankruptcy. Lenders are breathing down their necks, and miners need quick cash. Only a handful of companies are buying mining rigs these days. And Bradford's CleanSpark, which only took out a small amount of debt, is one of them. Having always sold 70% of the Bitcoin mined using mostly cheap nuclear energy, that's not the only thing that they've used. They also use their microgrid technology, and we've been over this a little bit before. CleanSpark, they sell these microgrids, which basically optimizes the energy that they use with these like microcontrollers. Basically, if you're living in a house where you were off grid, you would use a microgrid to power your house because it would take the solar or wind or whatever clean energy you use, store it in a battery, and optimize the energy in your house so you're only using like the energy to its optimum capacity. And then that way you can save and conserve the most energy and still have energy even though you're off grid. Okay, they are using that whole premise, that whole software solution also to mine Bitcoin. It's not that they're just using cheap nuclear energy. So they're a little off on that. But so there you have it from Fortune. They're talking about how CleanSpark is coming out here. Um, they only have a small handful of debt, and they're out here buying up mining rigs. So that's why, um, you might ask Blackrue, why are you investing in CleanSpark when you can do Bitcoin? Uh, CleanSpark has a bigger X, and they're out here buying up assets, only getting bigger, becoming a bigger mining company, while they're trading even at a better value than Bitcoin. So that's why I'm so heavy on the CleanSpark. So just want to share that with you, and then we're gonna move over here to DeFi cryptos. Um, so this is a site that I like to use a lot. And I'll, after I talk about this a little bit, I'll come out and see who's in the house. This is DeFi Llama. Not only does it give you DeFi like swaps and things that you can invest in, like, okay, if you go over here to overview, you'll see the total amount of money in crypto right now, 42 billion. It right now in DeFi, that is. So total money we're locked up in DeFi right now, 42 billion. And as far as like the platforms, the decentralized platforms that have the most money locked up in them, you can see here MakerDAO, Lido, Curve. Sorry, my mouse is going a little crazy here. Lido, Aave, Curve, Uniswap, Convex Finance, JustLand, PancakeSwap, Compound Finance, Balancer, and some other ones. So, um, of course, when you look at this top 10 list, one could say Uniswap and PancakeSwap might be really good investments as well. We're not going to cover them today, but I just wanted to point that out to you that they're in the top 10. They got Uniswap like almost or over 3.5 billion locked up in it. PancakeSwap over 2.7 bill locked up in it. So those two, along with Curve, might be a very great investment right now before Bitcoin halves. Um, but we're going to look specifically into chains. And the chains we're going to look at the most, of course, we got Ethereum here with the top billing. Um, Shout out to the Crypto Advisor podcast. I was listening to his podcast. He's talking about Ethereum and how they're heavily connected to JP Morgan. So that's something that's interesting. Of course, Ethereum's at the top of the list. If you could get Ethereum at a bargain, maybe that might be some way you want to go if you're talking DeFi. But specifically, we're going to look at Avalanche and Phantom today. Um, One, we could look at Polygon, but I think Polygon's bigger play is the metaverse. But we'll look at Avalanche and Phantom today. So let's see who we got again out here. And please get those questions on up. What's up, HBCU Maker? What's up, Dewan Hoddles? Without the understanding of how layer ones registering as security will affect the NFT and DeFi market, this seems nothing more than a hope strategy, not an investment. Um, we can address that before I go on. What about Arbitrum? Yeah, I think Arbitrum, definitely Arbitrum as well. Um, the Urban Farmer blog. Um, so, Devin, my whole view on that would be let's not be so short-sighted in how it's going to be registered as like a securities or whatnot. A lot of people be sleeping on Tron. We'll get there, but let's address what Devin's saying here. So, um, when you're talking securities and all of that, you're only thinking about it from an American point of view. Um, that whole like that's America, and if they're going to be registered as securities or not. And let's not forget the whole rest of the world. The whole rest of the world and the European Mecca they call it. Um, they're kind of really embracing and moving on with crypto. And you look at like El Salvador and all of this, and how they have Bitcoin as like their primary currency or whatever, you know, don't let America and the whole securities angle get you like caught up in, oh, some question on whether I should invest in crypto or not. No, that only has to do really with America, right? And then again, you have things like Ripple, where they're already members of the World Economic Forum. They're already heavy in with the banks. They're already heavy in with the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. They're heavy in with a whole bunch of people already. So what, like to them, if they lose the case or they don't lose the case, it really doesn't matter. They're already thick as thieves with a whole bunch of people. They're doing stuff with the Central Bank of Brazil. Um, Also, they're doing things with a couple central banks with the UAE. So it's like doesn't even matter really to them because they're in good with the godfathers of the world, which is the World Economic Forum. You know what I mean? So don't let that whole securities argument make you not feel like you can invest in really good crypto. because just like we just said here, and going back to the list, and you guys are right to mention some of the great ones on the list. I mean, pretty much everybody in the 10 other than like Solana. But even to look at this and see that Solana has this much value still in it is crazy. And I was trying to do some searching on Solana and see if that T-Mobile deal is still on, but I wasn't able to find anything. So I don't know. Solana seems to be holding strong at what it is right now, but and just to take this little bit of a divergence into from what we're saying, like Serum basically is like done now because they were so heavily connected to FTX. Like I guess they took them off the list because I don't see them. Serum like froze everything. They're just absolutely done. Um, but you got these platforms, Marinade, Radium, like different DeFi platforms on there, and Dexes tried to distance themselves from Serum and the whole thing. So maybe Solana might survive, um, and they like I said before, they got that whole T-Mobile deal. But basically, everybody in the top 10 other than Solana probably wouldn't be a bad buy right now. Probably wouldn't be a bad buy. Um, but definitely like looking at which ones could be the best buys right now. Avalanche, Avalanche and Phantom look like they're on that list. Um, let's just pull up their chart right quick. So I hope that answered what you were saying, Devon. Because the whole securities question is only an American question, and we really have to know that crypto's global at this point. So don't let that whole American thing trip us up. Um, like if you have any more questions about that or you have any more doubts, I love to hear them. I love to have a debate with you. Um, so yeah, but that's my stance on it. Um, yeah, it's more than just a purely American problem. So if other countries and of course people like to rag on Cardano, but that's what Charles Hoskinson was like seeing like the writing on the wall way before then. That's why he started his company in Africa to make sure they weren't affected by American crypto regulation. Um, and a couple other countries did like the same thing, right? Um, and we could look at some of these ones that are out of the top 20. They're pretty, or out of the top 10. There are a couple strong ones here as well. If you look at Algorand, of course, Bitcoin, right? You look at Algorand, Bitcoin, Osmosis, Clayton, right? Um, CA Cello is huge, right? Thor Chain's pretty big. Like you look at some of these, they're not bad too. But let's look at some Avalanche kind of price checks and where they're at. And one of the things I want to show you guys is kind of a key to price checking, um, and knowing when something's going to kind of take off. So you see here that there's a red line and there's a blue line, a darker blue line. These are the 200 moving averages and the 50 moving average. The 200 is the red. So whenever you see the 50 cross over the 200, you're going to have some bullish movement. Now, what I did to kind of get kind of slick to maybe the movements coming a little faster is to have the 8 AMA and light blue here. So you get the 8 AMA crossing the 50, you kind of telegraph it a couple days earlier. But we do have that type of movement on some coins already, this type of bullish movement. So if we come over here, Remember last week I was talking about Litecoin and Dash, right? So if we look at Litecoin, it's very close to the 50 crossing the 200. And remember, I was saying that the halving for Litecoin is coming up in August of this next year. So maybe we have some crazy movement there. And again, the 8 here crossed the 50 kind of telegraphs it like way earlier, right? Could have telegraphed that a little bit earlier. So those are some of the things that we want to look out for. And if we look at, I don't know if I saved it or not. Okay, Dash. Dash is having, and I'm purely just looking at this as a chart perspective, and that it's having is coming up pretty soon. It's having is coming up in May. We already see here that the 8 has crossed the 50, and it seems headed for the 50, the 50 down here to cross the 200. So maybe that is also something that we want to look at here. But now if we pull up Avalanche, let's see which one has it been on the longest. Probably Binance. Okay, there we go. We can see here, and conversely, if the 200 crosses the 50, that also means you're going to have some bearish times. It seems like it's trying to get a little bit closer here, and the 8 looks like it's trying to go past the 50. But here, it may mean like we have a little bit more time to kind of grab some bags before it goes back up, which is great, right? But as far as going and looking at total price history, when it was at its highest, it was at 120 something dollars. So sitting here at like 13, we got almost like a 10 or 9x, right? So that's something to very truly look at. Same goes here if we're going to look at Phantom. It's as high as $3. So at this point, we got like a 12 or 13x sitting here with Phantom. So those are two that we really might want to look at here, as opposed to, again, the king of all of them, Ethereum, right? That's the king DeFi token. At this point, it was only at like 46, so that's only really a 4x, right? So that's something to look at. But shout out to Trek with 2Ks. Definitely, you guys should be checking out his channel on Gentleman Crypto as well. He has some news on this. Avalanche teaming up with Alibaba. Now, this is from Avalanche's Medium site. You go on a lot of coins mediums. That's where you can find a lot of information about them. Just heads up on that. Alibaba Cloud expands to support validators and infrastructure on Avalanche blockchain. Now, according to Trek, Alibaba is like the third biggest cloud organization, right behind Amazon and Microsoft Azure. So Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure, and then third is Alibaba Cloud. So this is big in my opinion in three different ways, or at least it's big. It's big that in the way that a lot of legacy systems might have their stuff on Alibaba Cloud. And of course, this is another kind of move since, like you were saying, Dewan Hados, with the whole security thing. Notice they teamed with Alibaba Cloud, which is big over in Asia, over in that area of the country or of the world. So they're making sure, okay, since everything's questionable in the US, we're teaming with the cloud company that's big outside of the US, right? So legacy systems that might have their data on Alibaba Cloud, this might make it very much easier for them to integrate with Avalanche because their stuff is already on Alibaba Cloud. So that's a huge move in the legacy space for Avalanche there. And let's see what we got as far as questions go. What's up, Janet Hayes? What's up? Okay, so let's see. Devin Hollows, they are American-based Ethereum, Solana, XRP are American-based with founders. Um, yes, XRP is American-based, but they have all of their stuff. Like they have a lot of stuff overseas, a lot of stuff overseas. So they're global. Ethereum, they've already said like they might be in a security, and Ethereum's heavy over here, right? Um, Solana, that's the whole question mark with Solana. We really don't know yet. We really don't know because of this whole FTX thing. Solana's been kind of on the low since that happened. So, but my point is, with other things like Avalanche and all the other ones that we saw in the top 10 here, um, there's really less concern if you're waiting for, if you're going to wait for like that whole securities thing uh, to be finished before you hop in, you'll lose a lot of EV, in my opinion. Just like when I came on after the whole FTX thing, and people are like, "Oh, it may fall more, it may fall more." I'm like, "Look, I'm dollar cost averaging. You might want to hop in right now." And sure enough, if we go back to the chart, sure enough, where the heck is Bitcoin? Did I close it? I must have closed it. Coinbase. Sure enough, right after that whole FTX collapse, that you got 15 then, but ever since then, it's kind of been climbing. So might have been if you're waiting around for like the security stuff to finish, you can be leaving a lot of money on the table. Of course, not financial advice. Do whatever feels comfortable for you, but just saying, if you're waiting right for something to be decided instead of like grabbing great coins at low prices, um, you might be losing out on a lot of value there, because I think anything that America decides is not going to cripple the whole crypto industry, because you got things moving and shaking a lot overseas, and you got even stuff like where they're moving with CBDCs and stuff like that, and they're gonna have to either connect CBDCs in somehow, or you're going to be like, okay, I can't deal with the CBDC stuff, like how they're doing in Nigeria, only letting people have like $45. I'm going to move all my money to crypto and just deal with it that way. If that's what they're going to do, you know, I'm just not going to use Narins or whatever anymore. I'm just going to move to using freaking Stellar or Cardano, or I'll just use crypto for now on. So yeah. But where were we? Avalanche. So Avalanche, and that's the Avalanche and Alibaba. Okay. There's a couple things that have been going on with Avalanche. They also have been kind of more focused on NFTs as well as lately. Um, yeah, but let's move into Phantom a bit. So Phantom, we just saw, and let me see here. Let me put my Bitcoin alert back on because apparently I must have closed it or something. I'll just make it huge bounds so it doesn't ding while we're doing what we're doing. Um, Phantom. So let's see. I think they've probably been on the Binance the longest. And as you can see here, it's already bouncing back up as well. Say 20, 27. Boom. Okay. So at its low, it was like 15 cents, which is crazy talk. Um, Sitting here at 24 cents at the moment. There's some other type of deals where we can look at, like, okay, is it oversold and all of that other stuff? But just generally, if we're planning for the next halving of Bitcoin, which is 2024, this is such, oh, this is such a huge bargain considering that it was at $3. Like 24 cents, that's way over a 10x, way over a 10x. So one of the things I wanted to point out with them is that they have ties to the World Health Organization. So if we come over here and look, this is in May 7th, 2021. Afghani Ministry of Health to use blockchain technology of Phantom to combat drug fraud. So basically, it seems like they're using Phantom as like kind of a supply chain to address what drugs are legal. So data published by the Medicine Importers Union suggests that at least 40% of medicines and medical products enter Afghanistan illegally. So to me, I guess it's more of the people in power saying, look, you can only use our approved drugs, which means that they can kind of charge what they want and they better use kind of their approved drugs, which is how that kind of breaks down to me. That's really kind of crappy if someone else can find something that's like cheaper or whatever. Why can't they be able to do that? That's a whole nother story. But they're saying, okay, some of the medicine that enters is illegal, so we're using Phantom to kind of say, you know, here's all the legal medicine. We can track it, and if you're not using our legal system, our legal medicine system, you're doing wrong, so to speak. So that's something to look at for sure. And of course, when DeFi was riding real high, it's still in the top 10, but during the bull market, they had multiples of $1 billion, all the way to the tune of almost $8 billion in total value locked. Crazy, crazy. Um, of course, they have like tons of different DeFi platforms. Phantoms, established. It's out there. It's out here. Um, so that's another one that I feel like we should really kind of keep on our list here. But let's go out into some questions here. Thank you for the 10 HBCU maker. What are your thoughts about Meld, Frax share, their stablecoin has been holding strong, and osmosis? Thanks, bro, for everything. No problem. Um, I'm pretty big on osmosis for sure. Um, so let's get into. I don't know much about Meld and Fracture. I'll have to get into looking into them, but I do know about osmosis. Osmosis is on the Cosmos platform. I really like Cosmos. They seem to be interconnected in a way that's way better than the way that Polkadot is interconnected. So they seem to be winning the interconnected battle as far as like interconnected blockchain battles. Um, if we come down here, Osmosis only has 175 locked currently. They were close to over 2 billion. And these are the two chains like Dexus you can find them on. And they basically turn down deals to be listed on exchanges. And the owner said, like, if you want my coin, come to my Dex and get my coin. So that was very interesting. And I think it was a really good move, actually, because if you wanted to have osmosis, you had to go in there and you had to do it that way. Um, it's kind of big too that it has that whole privacy portion to it. Um, that along with secret is one to look at. But yeah, let's look at Frax share. I think they were on big chains here. I could have sworn I saw them here. It might have been on DeFi, just DeFi platforms. And if I can't find it here, I'll just look at it on CoinMarketCap. Could have sworn I saw them. Okay, Frax Finance. There we go. So top 12 in total value locked. This protocol deposits into another protocol is under liquid staking. So subtract it from the total value locked because both liquid staking and double count toggles are off. Okay. UST DPEG and school. So even with a DPEG, they're hovering at over 1 billion locked. That seems really good. Head to our website. World's first fractional stablecoin and crypto native consumer price index. So a fractional stablecoin, that's interesting. Excuse me. Let's see if we can bring them up. So there's Frax share. Let's just bring up Frax and let's bring up Frax share. Wonder how the difference is there. So Frax we got here. First fractional algorithmic stablecoin. Okay, I have to do a little bit additional research onto that, but this will be part of the process, guys. Like to go here, and the first thing I would do is check out Twitter. I want to see how many people, how many followers are there, um, that type of deal. Who follows them? Like that gives me a good sense of, okay, are you followed by very smart people? That's why it's always important to have really good people that you follow. Um, and then I can dig like a little deeper into, okay, why are fractional stablecoins necessary? Does it fulfill a need in the industry? Is this fulfill a need for institutional people? These are a lot of the questions I'm asking. You know, does it fit a need? Do they have powerful partners? Um, do they have a nice like future of, as far as what they're planning, stuff like that? Now, Frac Share, is this like their governance coin? Centralized and governance, community governed and emphasizing a urban approach. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll have to check these out. And then let's see here. What was the other one? Was Meld. Meld. Okay. Not a decent supply. Only 4 billion. Not too bad. Meld was the first decentralized and non-custodial DeFi banking protocol for lending, borrowing, fiat, and cryptocurrency. Okay, now one thing I'm going to go back to Devin Hoddles here. Um, the lending platforms, I'm not so sure about, but we need some clarity there, because Nexo just is like bump it. We're out. We're not staying in the U.S. We'll go elsewhere because we don't know kind of how you guys are going to shake this stuff out. We're not trying to get libraried, libraried. I didn't mean that as a joke, but when you say it like that, libraried, it's kind of a joke. But don't want to get libraried like that. Um, yeah, so I'll have to check this out. And one other thing to check out too would be Nexo and see kind of where they're at now that they bounced out of the US. I wonder how the sentiment was on that. Like, was it like, okay, we don't like you now, or hey, now you're not gonna have to worry about them. So, yay, we like you, or no, you're not gonna be as heavily regulated. So why even touch you at that point? So these guys were at the beginning of the year highest $2.60. Only come down to 60 something, 64 cents. Let's do all. Yeah, only a 1 billion supply. Interesting. Nexo might be pretty interesting. Think you can buy it on KuCoin, which you can still use over here. Okay, so there's tons of places you can buy this. Surprised. I didn't see KuCoin anywhere, but I think you can get this on KuCoin. Or at least I thought you could. There's still CoinX and MXC. You can use those over here. But yeah, let me go back to the meld, see where they're at as far as all. They were as high as 17 cents, sitting here at almost 2 cents. Wow, and they've only been out since this year. So they really got the tail end of everything. And is this volume, this white, seems like people are buying it up if that's volume. Let's go to Masari, because if that's volume, it seems like there's been a lot of buying here in the November to December area, that whole white stuff. And usually if people are buying that much, that usually says that something's about to happen. Um, so let's just check that out. And then I'll come back out to finish the other questions. Did we already do an hour? I can go over some today. So I'll come out and at least finish the questions that we already have. Why is it showing me this like this? I don't want the charts, I want the coin. I don't want the lending platform. I keep clicking assets and it keeps showing me the protocol, I think. Okay, well, we'll do this a different way. We'll go on coin trading view and see. Meld. Okay, I don't know. I spent a lot of time on this one already. I'll move on to the other ones, but I'll have to do some research. If that what we just saw there here is volume, because I honestly don't know. If that's volume, that might be something to really look into here. See if that's people buying it up. Um, let's go to the next one here. Fractional crypto sounds like someone trying to mimic the current system. Not a good idea. What's up, Graybeard? I agree with you, and that's why we got to be very careful with these fractional NFTs too, because they're trying to move it into stuff like I forget what it is, commodities trading. So it's like they're really trying to suck out all the type of value that they can from us normal people, while they make tons of money, and we get fractions of the money there. Um, I'm not sure that it will be worth it for us on some of these things. And they're going to blow up some NFT that somebody has a fractional ownership of and make it seem like, okay, yeah, fractional earning is a great thing, jump into it. But got to be very careful there. Very careful. Um, Ron B, I did cover Phantom. I don't know if you must have missed that. Check back on the video, and you can go back on the video. It's on my channel, and it's also on Gentleman of Crypto, so you can go back and check out what I said about Phantom. Okay, we got into Meld. Uh, they partner with Cardano. I did not realize that the partnerships are growing and the team is dynamic. Sleeping Giant. Now, is this the one where they hacked into Cardano? Like, not to Cardano, but they hacked. They had a hack, and it was via like kind of Ethereum. Charles Hoskinson was pissed about that with Meld, that they hacked into his stuff because Cardano hasn't been hacked. It still hasn't been hacked. But that whole like bridge that they made with Meld, some hacker exploited it. Let's see. Okay, so I think we got through all of our questions. Oh, Tron. Uh, I'm all right with Tron, and Tron has some like they have some stuff out there. They do have some stuff out there. It's just I don't know about Justin Sun. It always seems like Justin Sun's like just a tabby. Um, if you look at his chain and how much money it has there, that can't be disputed. You know what I mean? Like that can't be disputed at all. Um, it's just okay. What can we expect from Tron? Like how much of an X can we get from Tron? Let's look. So in the height of everything, Tron was at 18 cents. So sitting here at 5 cents, it's like a 3x. Um, it's like, what am I gonna, like, we just pointed out coins like Phantom was like 18x and Avalanche was like 10x, even though it's at $13 a coin. Like, it's like, do I really want to touch Tron if it's like I'm only gonna get a 3x on my money? Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I know they they have all this money locked up in their platform. It's just it doesn't seem to translate in their coin price and stuff like that. So I'm not down at Tron, but it's like I don't know. And I know we mentioned Avalanche and Phantom, but there are some here in the top outside of the top 20 that really have serious considerations like Cardano, Algorand, Clayton, stuff like that, osmosis. So don't think you gotta go top 10 because there are some bargains outside of top 10. All right, guys, and thanks so much for coming through. I really appreciate it. Catch me on the Gentleman of Crypto on this time right here. You can catch me Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern time or Pacific time. And also, Benzinga might be coming up again here Monday. So definitely check me on Monday. And also, I'll have a new Rokfin video up. It will not be premium, talking about the 7 hermetic principles. So definitely come over and listen to that. It's going to be a great something to watch. It won't be premium, so you will be able to watch it. Definitely come over for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one, guys. Peace.